Hi friends, have you ever noticed something swimming or floating in your eyes? If yes, then what you think? Is it a tiny worm or a blob or any kind of shadow? And even some more conscious persons may also consider that their eyes are not functioning properly because there is a flaw in their eyes. But that's not the case. So in this video, I am going to solve this mystery. Everything relating to these floating substances will be explained in this video, so must watch the video till end. At first, I am going to add an interesting thing that whenever you try to get a closer look to these floaters, they disappear only to reappear as soon as you shift your glance. But don't go rinsing out your eyes, because what are you seeing is a common phenomenon known as a floater. And the scientific name of these floaters is Muscae volitans, and in Latin, the flying flies. They are not actually bugs or not any kind of external objects at all, but they exist inside your eyeball. In addition to this, floaters may seem to be alive since they move and change their shape, but they are actually not alive. Floaters are tiny objects and may be a part of tissues, red blood cells and clumps of proteins, and they cast a shadow on retina, the light-sensitive tissue at the back of your eye, and they are suspended within a vitreous humor, the gel-like liquid that fills the inside of your eye. And commonly, floaters develop as a part of aging because with age, the gel-like vitreous body undergoes syneresis, a process in which water is separated from solid components, creating pockets of fluids that are perceived by us. Floaters develop along with your eye movements and seems to bounce a little when your eye stops. Now the question is when these floaters are visible. So these floaters are only visible when they are closer to the retina and only clearly noticeable when you are looking on a uniform white surface like a blank computer screen, snow or a clear sky. And in some ideal conditions, you might be able to see a dark tail following a bright spot. What's that? Don't worry, this is another visual phenomena that looks similar to floaters but are not relatable. You have experienced what is known as the blue field entopic phenomena. And in some ways, we can say that this is opposite of seeing floaters because these are not shadows, and they developed when a white blood cell blocks or covers the way of passing of red blood cells in the capillaries of retina. As we all know that white blood cells are transparent, and being transparent, these white blood cell allows the light of pass, but red blood cells does not. And in this way, we experience these white tiny dots following the path of your capillaries along with pulse. Everybody's eyes experience these sorts of effects, but the number and types vary greatly. In case of floaters, they often go unnoticed as our brain learns to ignore them. However, abnormally numerous or large floaters that interfere with vision may be a sign of a more serious condition requiring immediate medical treatment.